It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 24.
We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
Anders Carlson has this teed up, ready to get started. And off we go from Lambeau. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And his first look is incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
E aí, Marcos? Boa noite, Marcos. Como é que você tá, meu querido? Beleza?
Here's Hurts to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Som tá bom aí, Marcos?
So 2 incompletions have led them to an early 3rd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Dancing to his left. Oh, nice move. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Big yard.
Eu tô bem, Marcos, graças a Deus.
Gets him a first down. He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger
beleza,
gains.
comecei agora. Eu ia fazer só uma livezinha, mano, só pra... Esse jogo vai acontecer hoje no Brasil, né? Aí eu resolvi fazer ele só pra simular aqui o jogo. Vai acontecer hoje no Brasil.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. He covered a lot of ground, great blocking, and now they can sniff that end zone.
Hoje vai acontecer, esse jogo vai ser 9 e pouco da noite, na Arena Corinthians. Aí eu falei assim, eu vou jogar a partida pra ver quem vai ganhar, né? Pessoal, boa noite aí, sejam todos bem-vindos, obrigado aí pela presença.
And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone, they do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves. Sticking it in the end zone.
Vou sim, Marcos. É porque eu fui fazer um negócio agora à tarde. Aí eu resolvi, né? Cheguei agora, resolvi fazer essa live aqui agora, por isso. Eu tava desde cedo programado, eu tive que sair, moço. Aí eu não deu tempo de fazer, não.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative.
Não, não dá pra continuar não. Eu vou fazer um churrasquinho daqui a pouco aí. Foi mais meu filho. Vamos assar uma carninha ali agora, daqui a pouco.
But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization.
Mas vai ter live à noite, vai ter sim, você pode ter certeza.
They go bootleg. Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Dobbs. And he'll get this one way up just
Não, não, Mariano hoje não. Já avisou que hoje ele não abre a live não. Hoje é folga dele.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle the quarterback just says, "Hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here."
Boa noite, pessoal. Quem tá chegando aí, deixa aquele like aí pra fortalecer aí. Tamo junto.
Just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Na onde? Vai lá, mano.
Play action this time with Love. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
Eu tinha desistido de jogar esse jogo aqui porque ele tinha música, né? A música tava dando direito autoral. Aí eu tirei a música, consegui tirar.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Love looking to throw it. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him.
And every game we talk
Boa
about
noite, pessoal. Obrigado aí pela presença. Aí, deixa aquele like aí pra fortalecer.
Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play, but sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
Now meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, the Packers call on Daniel Whelan to punt. Britton Covey deep for Philadelphia.
Só boa noite.
And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Tá frio aí, Marcos? Aqui em São Paulo tá frio, viu?
Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Hurts going to keep it running right. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
There he goes, right side. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Olamide Zaccheaus, 78 yards. And the Eagles lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Elliott on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Nixon now from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
And
Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down.
Hey.
Off the play fake, Love. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I love those corners who can not only cover, but don't mind getting a little physical as well. How about the coverage on that play, knocking that pass away?
Love now on second down. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
And that's an early scrambler that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready?
On play action. Love to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Love, they go play action now. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. A gain there of 21 yards.
This is going to be a corner route to their tight end, and I'll tell you what, it's man coverage, so that makes it hard for a linebacker to stay with it. And he's able to make the catch on the right side of the field and pick up the first down.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. This is intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. On the option to give to Swift here. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Throwing is Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Loose inside the 30. Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 88 yards. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Packers offense set to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Love. On the out route, Dobbs brings it in. And he'll be out right at the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Love now. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Flushed out right. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Love to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now. And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
On 2nd down, Swift. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Hurts. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
The screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into...
Hurts fumbles it. And this is going to be recovered by a member of the offense, but whistles are going to blow the play dead. Since it was 4th down, a fumble cannot be advanced by another player. But fortunately, they will have enough to keep the first down.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
On 1st down, Hurts.
This is Smith with the ground. Touchdown, Eagles.
Devontae Smith.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half. But it's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But
This one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Packers get set to go.
Here we go. Set. Set.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 48 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing, Love. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And his kick is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. Now maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith.
We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a 3rd person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout?
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. The Eagles were led in the first half by their dynamic quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters, as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Keyshawn Nixon now on the return. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Play fake. Here's Love. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On now is the Packers punter. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
North in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now Hurts on the option right.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
What a run there by Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles are pouring it on. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Nixon now from his end zone. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Love. He's got the hookup with Dobbs. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Love.
Looking deep here for Dobbs.
And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 50 yards.
Well, he already had a big receiving game working, and it's going to get a lot better here. Defensively, they're fortunate this is not a touchdown, but he's just been absolutely unstoppable, and he comes up with yet another gigantic play.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So certainly a big mistake there, Charles. 1st and goal, and they throw the interception.
Oh, that's just agonizing for a team because you still got at least 2, maybe 3 downs in your pocket. So if it's not there on 1st down, there was no sense in trying to force something. Instead, they turned the ball over.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Encroachment defense.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
After the encroachment penalty, here's 2nd and 5. Swift going to try up the middle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Yeah, he was looking for the check up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Darius Slay with a pick.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there, it was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now?
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And the Packers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10
at their own 43. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 23. Now a hit and a loose football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul. But the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound. And the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here. Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Well, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
It has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
The return is Reed.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because They're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Ready. Ready.
First down, love to pass. Touchdown, Packers! Romeo Doubs, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Packers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Anders Carlson now for the point after. And he gets it to go to make this a 35-10 score now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. And this offense on third down today, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and out will come the offense as they take over. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready?
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
To throw now, here's Love. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Ready.
Here's Love. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles defense able to hold. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And when you break it down, you know, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You know, you just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
It is still summer in the Midwest, and a pleasant summer day at that, as we are set for football at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it will be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. Certainly. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Kansas City. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on the national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, And you can tell in the way that he takes the field, his self-belief is evident,
Na
and he
corrida
gets the
ele
job
muito
done in
bom.
his mind each and every time.
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. Play action, now it's Tua. A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The slot man in motion right. Second down, here's Mostert again. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half
Não
yard
tá
at
frio,
most,
não.
but
Tá, aqui
officially
tá
they'll be
frio,
left
Marcos.
with a 3rd and 2.
Aqui tá frio.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Em São Paulo tá fazendo frio.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established
São
what they
Paulo sempre é
wanted,
frio,
the
né?
running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Running on first down is Mostert, but he can only manage a yard, and that's about it before he's tackled.
Muda o tempo, assim, de
doubt about it.
repente.
A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack.
Oh, what a juke into space. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly, you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. Eluding the pressure right. The flag comes in. It's incomplete. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that one go.
He broke that line of scrimmage and then let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you know, you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return, and it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
This 2nd and 4.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That one complete to Hill.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
A run with Mostert up the middle.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Pro Luiz Omar jogar com você? Ô, Marcos, eu acho que eu vou jogar o mesmo mapa. Eu vou até entrar em contato com o Luiz Omar, nem sei se ele tá em live, se tá fazendo o quê. Entrar em contato com ele pra ver.
That is incomplete.
I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play because if they get the stop and hold them
Se não der pra mudar, eu vou jogar o mesmo, entendeu? Como eu vou terminar a live aqui mais tarde um pouquinho, falando nisso, eu já vou terminar daqui a pouco. 8h20, 8h30 aqui eu termino.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll go out of bounds.
Vou terminar, porque aí eu vou fazer um churrasquinho, vou assar uma carne aqui mais meu filho. Aí depois, lá para as 10h30, 11 horas, eu entro em live.
He's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations.
It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run right side with Mostert.
Avoids him at the 5. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane.
And he's going to pull his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score.
Se eu finalizar. Hoje eu ia jogar no mapa A, mas aí agora eu não sei se eu vou jogar no mapa A. Não sei se o Luiz Omar comprou o mapa.
Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense, Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here's Richie James on the return. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 35 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
So many times we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case,
quem puder deixar aquele like aí para fortalecer. Wesley, salve, salve Wesley. Como é que você tá?
Throwing now is Mahomes. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The drive starts with a run from Achane. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line.
Tá vendo? É assim que vai, que é bom.
The safety made the tackle.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try to cover downfield.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a give to Mostert running right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
É só uma pequeninha, só uma live pequena só.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards.
É porque hoje tem o futebol americano aqui em São Paulo, né? Hoje vai jogar o futebol americano aqui em São Paulo, vai ter o Philadelphia Eagles e o Green Bay Packers. Tá no campo do Corinthians hoje. Vai começar daqui a pouco, aí eu vou assistir. Talvez eu nem sei se eu faço live hoje lá. Nem sei se eu faço, mas vamos ver.
They hand it off to Mostert. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
4 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
Eu acho que não, vou ver. Não é certeza não, viu? Vou fazer um churrasco, eu e meu filho, nós vamos fazer um churrasco aqui e assistir o futebol. Vamos ver se eu faço. Se eu fizer, vamos ver até que hora que nós vai. Vai começar 9 horas, né? Não é do nosso time não, mas nós vamos curtir o futebol só por causa da... Vamos curtir o futebol só porque nós gostamos mesmo. Nós não se programou, porque senão nós teríamos ido pro campo hoje. Hoje nós ia estar lá no campo de futebol. Hoje estava caro demais o ingresso. O ingresso antecipado estava 200 e poucos reais. Agora está 500. Aí não dá não.
And the other part of this, you can start to feel the unrest here in the stadium. I think these fans are saying, what hit us? And this isn't about fantasy points. This is about rooting their team on.
Sanders on for the extra point.
Se tem?
And it is now
Hoje não tem. Tem Steam futebol grátis? Sei não, viu? Grátis não. Grátis não vai encontrar futebol americano, nem outro tipo de futebol não. Não sei, pode até ter que tenha. Mas eu não vi ainda não. Grátis lá vai ter joguinho meia boca. Esse aqui é 2024. Tem pra comprar, né? Comprar tem.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now, start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man
wins in the running game
for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman.
É
it's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Não entendi não, outro futebol, como é que é? Peraí.
An incomplete pass on that last play. That means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Coisa, eu não sei, eu acho que não.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Na rampa GTA 5 brinca. Se for futebol normal, não tem gratuito não, que eu também não vi não, ainda não.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Fair catch signaled for and taken, and that punt went nowhere. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Mas Steam tem mais jogo pago, né? É jogo gratuito da Steam, é jogo fraco. É assim, joguinho mais fraquinho, né, pra jogar. Na onde que tem jogo Farm 20 pra PC? Na onde? Eu não gosto de Farm não. Mas na onde tem? Na Epic? Ou na Epic não, na... Como é que é o nome daquela plataforma lá? Tem uma plataforma aí que tem um jogo gratuito aí, Sniper, parece. Acho que é na Epic. É a Epic Game, tem um Sniper. Lá tá o Farm também, gratuito? O Farm tá gratuito. O Farm não, o Sniper tá gratuito lá. Na época também o Farm, o Sniper é gratuito. Eu vou baixar o Sniper. Só que eu vou baixar no outro PC, que eu tenho conta na Epic lá com minha outra conta. Não nessa do PC aqui. Vou baixar lá nesse PC aqui eu não tenho. Depois lança, pega grátis. Ah, tá. Não, eu não gosto do Farm, não. Sou muito ruim. Eu não gosto de jogar Farm, não.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
O Farm, acho que é o Farm, tem o último Farm aqui no Xbox aqui. Eu nem jogo. Quem tá jogando ele é meu filho.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half.
Você gosta de Snipe? Jogo de Snipe? Se gostar na Epic também tá gratuito, tá?
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Chiefs ready to go on offense.
Na época o Sniper 1 tá gratuito lá.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit.
Eu vou baixar pra mim.
If they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because yes, they were totally ineffective.
Era dia 5, né, que ia ficar gratuito, mas aí ficou gratuito dia 5.
In the second half, it all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That's a nice play there.
O Sniper não, né? Você fala pro Farm, né?
From midfield, here's Mahomes. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down.
Ah, tá. O Farm pro Farm é a mesma coisa do Eurotruck, né? Farm funciona quase a mesma coisa do Eurotruck. É skin, é molde, é tudo, né?
Now here's Mahomes. And the Dolphins rush gets home, down he goes. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores.
Você fala esse jogo aqui não, né? Esse jogo aqui não tem português não.
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted, and you can tell on the sideline those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, PI gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you?
Qual o meu esse aqui?
You've got to start all over. That can
esse aqui
really be demoralizing.
PC, pelo menos no PC, não tem português não.
On first down, Mahomes. And that nearly intercepted.
Narração em português não tem não. Nenhum. Que eu saiba, nenhum tem. Futebol americano nenhum tem narração em inglês.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. Throwing is Mahomes on third. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. So
futebol americano ele é tão complicado e até as músicas dele dá direito autoral. Difícil da música de jogo dar direito autoral.
He'll look to Mostert to start things out. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Boa noite, boa noite. Carlos, salve meu amigo.
And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Carlos, como é que você tá, meu querido? Faz tempo, cara, eu senti falta sua, eu ia mandar mensagem, cara, pra você. Ontem eu tava lembrando. Eu tava lembrando de mandar mensagem pra você ontem, cara. Aí abri live e não consegui mandar. Eu falei, o Carlos ficou com raiva de mim, eu fiz alguma coisa. Eu pensei que eu tinha feito alguma coisa, mas ele ficou com raiva de mim. Ele fez alguma coisa, eu fiz alguma coisa. Eu falei, será que eu falei alguma coisa na live? Eu falei, não. Eu não falo de ninguém. Né? Você fica pensando um monte de coisa. Passa, mas eu nem vejo, então. Eu nem vejo, você deve passar com outra conta secundária aí, porque eu não vejo, não.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you.
Eu não vi, cara, eu fiquei assim, caramba, eu tenho que ele mandar mensagem pra perguntar. Eu tô numa correria grande, cara. Depois eu te conto lá no verdinho lá, eu te conto lá depois. Tem uns projetos aí que eu tô colocando em prática aí, cara. Tô correndo atrás de uma pá de documentação aí. E aí tá uma correria durante o dia, às vezes eu faço live. Aí à noite eu tô fazendo mais à noite mesmo, sabe?
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route.
Tá, perdeu, né? Beleza. Mas depois passa lá e fala qual que é a sua conta. Eu não vejo você passar mais. Você fez outra, agora eu não conheço a outra conta.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
Beleza, cara, beleza, tamo junto,
cara. Safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards
trabalhando
here if they
hoje?
hope to move the chains.
Hoje tem futebol americano aí perto, hein?
Here's Mahomes to throw. So no sack, he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Ah, tá, beleza. E você acredita que... O que eu ia falar? Eu ia falar um negócio com você, eu esqueci o que eu ia falar, mas...
And a little too much mustard on
Cara, eu
that one. It
esqueci
hits a
o que eu ia
couple
falar.
yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Dolphins
Eu
offense
esqueci.
now working
Eu
their
ia falar
way
negócio,
back
acabei
onto the
esquecendo.
field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't
tá.
really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their
É,
own
tem
goalposts,
uns
Charles.
mods que
We'll
eu
see if they can
coloquei
get a
aí,
better,
sabe?
more sustained
Eu coloquei
drive
aí
going
na
here.
descrição pro pessoal baixar, entendeu? Fica
Fica
mais fácil. Agora, como eu tô abrindo um comboio pra às vezes a gente jogar, aí eu deixo os mods aí na descrição aí pra pessoal baixar.
This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. Here's a diving catch right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And while we may be looking at
Ah,
the
beleza,
scoreboard,
cara,
this offense
beleza.
certainly is not,
Vai-
because they're showing
bom
no
trabalho aí
signs
pra
of
você, meu
backing
querido.
down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim.
And he's free
Agora
going down the
passou
left
liso,
side. It's a
agora
foot race. Inside
Beleza,
the
Carlos.
10.
Obrigado aí pela presença, meu amigo.
In for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 62 yards. And the Dolphins have opened the lead up to 30. And
Eu
on
vou
that
finalizar
long
também
run,
daqui a
maybe the
pouco.
defense
É só
caught
terminar essa
napping a little
partida,
bit.
eu vou
Concentration level may not have been there. I
eu
agree
vou
with you
assar
on
a
that
carninha
one,
ali com meu
because
filho e assistir o
those types of
futebol
plays, when they
americano aqui
result
que vai
like
ter no
that,
campo do
they're almost
Corinthians.
like big bolts of lightning, aren't
Hoje
they?
tem
Whoosh,
futebol
and off he
americano no campo
goes.
do Corinthians,
Sanders now to add the extra point.
no Itaquera. A Neo Química.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays.
And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
And now here comes Kansas City.
But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now Mahomes. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident, because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive.
He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more.
Now, first down run there by Mostert, but it won't accomplish much. In fact, officially, he'll only get back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Você fez live de Eurotruck, foi?
KC. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big, you really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Mahomes got to have this one. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet.
That is pulled in by a diving Kelsey. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey with an amazing diving catch.
And the Chiefs are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is down to 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
And the Dolphins getting set to go here.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Second down, here's Mostert again.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
124 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 2nd down, Mostert.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
On 3rd down, here comes Mostert.
And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
They go play fake. Mahomes.
That ball caught. It's Rice.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It's a gain of 34.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. That's Rice. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure someone on the short side of things not deep downfield that can hurt your defense.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins.
And this win was impressive, Charles. And look, they were honest with us this week. They had this game circled on the calendar for quite a while,
pessoal,
coming in and
eu
taking
vou
down
finalizar
the
agora,
Super Bowl
porque eu vou
champions.
cuidar aqui, porque senão mais tarde eu não faço live, tá ok? Eu acho que, não sei, mas eu acho que mais tarde eu vou começar umas 11 horas. Bem provável que eu vou começar umas 11 horas.
Because they figure, what do we have to lose? We're playing the Super Bowl champs.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon
cuidar pra
Gordon.
não
You've been watching the
terminar
NFL on
mais
EA
cedo pra
Sports.
mim
For more,
fazer
log on to
a live.
EASports.com.
Umas 11 horas. Eu ia jogar no mapa A, mas eu acho que eu vou jogar no mapa América, que a live tá pronta. Ó, já tá pronta mesmo, eu só vou adicionar um mod G8. G7, quer dizer. Pessoal, muito obrigado aí pela presença de todos. Obrigado aí. Quem não deixou o like, deixa o like aí pra fortalecer aí. Fiz uma live só pra... Eu já tava com vontade de jogar esse jogo aí. E ainda vai ter esse jogo aqui em São Paulo hoje. O primeiro jogo que eu joguei foi Philadelphia Eagles e o Green Bay Packers. Tá quase acontecendo. Vai começar daqui a pouco, às 9 e pouco da noite, lá no Arena Corinthians, lá, Neo Química lá. Da hora. Vou terminar aqui para me assistir. Falou, pessoal, muito obrigado aí pela presença de todos. Até daqui a pouco. Muito obrigado aí. Fica todos com Deus. Fui.